Thursday, 22nd of July, the next steed in the Motorcycle Diaries, CBR600RR with ABS. Now, just a quick one. Everyone always says to me, you're incredibly lucky you get to try out these bikes, and don't get me wrong, I pinch myself, I know I am, but a few people have made a very good point to me recently, and that is, well, you can come and try out these bikes. Bike dealerships are not like car dealerships where you just go in and every car's the same. They're normally manned by people who absolutely love bikes. Isn't that right, Lee?
Absolutely.
And it's not just here at Brindley, at Street Bike, at all the dealerships, Gill at Thunder Road, the guys that I deal with, and just anyone near you. If you go down, look at the demo fleet. They've got, for instance, as an example here, you've got a Fury, you've got the CBR600RR, you've got the CB1000RR, you've got the CB1000R. You've got the Fireblade, you've got
VFR1200,
Transalp, VFR800. So pretty much all the bikes I've ridden over the last few months from you are all here on demo. Just come down with your licence, take them out for test ride. That is the best way to pick a bike for you, because they are all, I've just been chatting to a guy now about what 600 to buy. All amazing bikes. But you need to come down and take them out for test ride. And you know, you're happy to talk to anyone, aren't you?
Yeah,
you need the friends, Lee. But no, it is, and it's the same down at Street Bike, same down everywhere. It's the passion that these guys have for bikes. Just come down and chat to it, and everyone's happy to do that. Now, let's move on. CBR600RR. I rode one of these with you up to the Porcelanosa Casse in Wales about 6 months ago, isn't it?
4 years, 5 years development on this.
This is, as I say, that was a 5-year-old bike, and it was really interesting because someone on YouTube, I do read all your comments, said to me, when you're going to get a new one, would love to know how it compares. So, what's the difference with this one to start with?
A little bit lighter.
Yep.
A few more horsepower. A little bit more rounded on the style, I think.
Does look, I've got to say, I think it looks very, very fetching. You've got one over there in green and black as well. I'm preferring the red and black, but I do like it.
This one has got ABS donated by of the sticker. People take those off, but you can always tell by the colour of the caliper.
Ah, okay, is it gold if it's got the ABS then, yeah?
It's like a brownie.
Brownie kind of, yeah, I see. Now this combined ABS, we talked about it on the blade, and it is phenomenal. Doesn't just mean that you can't lock up the front, it puts a little pressure on the back wheel so that it balances the bike out, and we all know that riding fast is about keeping the bike stable. See, Andy at CSS, you'll be so proud of me, mate. Right, what else have we got? Now price wise, obviously recently credit crunch, everything else has meant that prices on 600s have gone up. The GSXR 600 is about 9 grand. Okay. This with the ABS is 9055, isn't it? An 805 without it. Might seem a lot for a 600, but really considering you're getting a bike that will outperform the Ferrari 430, it's not bad, is it really?
Yeah.
Now, but no, really well. 0-60 in under, I think, in under 4 seconds. It does about 170 top speed, doesn't it? So,
yeah,
now with this, and I'm going to be honestly brutal with here. You know, I've ridden the GSXR recently, which I loved. I've ridden the R6 a lot. Did a big track down that recently. Out of all of them, it's just like the Blade. It's not the leader really in any classes. It's not got the most power. It's not got the best top speed.
It's one of the best sellers. Has been since 03, 04 when the RR came out. Consistently in the top 10, if not top 1.
Okay, cool. So it is. It's up there in the selling. But again, I'm imagining like the Blade, it's going to be down to usability factor, and due to the fact that it all comes together to work nicely. Now, this is brand new. I am going to get on this while the sun's still out and doesn't absolutely chuck it down, and give it a bit of a blast. Let you know what I think the other side. I've got this for a week or so, and then it's onto the Fury and then the CB1000RA. It's a hard life, isn't it, Lee?
Talk about it. We'll
say it. They can come down and test ride any of these bikes here. Also, any of the bikes that I ride, obviously, are going to be at dealers around you somewhere. Just go and ask for a test ride, man, and you'll get that experience and the buzz that I do. And obviously, any questions, you can feel free to leave them as comments. I'm going to crack on with this then. Okay, first thing, really simple. Let's just test out the exhaust notes. How easy is this to start? Key in. Ding. Love the little humming noise that all these bikes make when it starts up. I love the fact that it's got a full fuel tank as well. How easy is this then? Oh. Woo. Okay. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to go out on that. That sounds bloody amazing. I'll see you in a bit. Right then. Let's do this. Honda CBR600RR. The 600s. I'm very keen to see how this one matches up with the old one, which I love, and the GSXR600 and stuff like that. Right. So I stand up. Listen to that, baby. So I've got to remember to use gears. Okay, I'm loving this paint job. Just got back. M6 is a bit of a nightmare, but managed to give it a bit of a blast. Had a nice little keepy uppy race with an R1. Okay, let's just start with the looks. While I like the shape of the bike, front end, I don't think it's that beautiful. I do think that, I mean, it's all down to preference, and the R6 and the Gixxer maybe look slightly better. There's not that much in it. I mean, they're so kind of similar, if you know what I mean. What can I tell you about the performance? Well, I can compare it to the one I rode about 6 months ago. There was a 5-year-old one. I compare it to the GSXR600 and the R6 I've both ridden really recently. GSXR600 I always said was a more usable of the two between that and the R6. R6 much more set up for track. This one feels like the GSXR in as much that suspension, balance is amazing. It feels lighter than the old one as well, which it is. And I'm not just saying that because I know it is. It does it. You feel really light on this. But what's really surprised me with this is the power delivery. Smooth as hell, man. A lot of the times with 600 you have to really kind of wind them up, make sure you're in the right gear. This thing though, oh, and the noise it makes, it's got this underlying little underneath the engine tone, which is phenomenal. It's always good having that exhaust coming through the back because that makes it sound like an absolute beast when you're riding it. And yeah, the brakes, the ABS on this, to be honest with you, I know they obviously come as like not standard as an option now, but I can't see why you wouldn't have that, and that's a huge, huge, huge plus point for this bike, to have that kind of amazing combined ABS. I really like it, man. It's really grabbed me. It is sharp, it's nimble, it wants to turn in. Okay, it's £9,055 for this one with the ABS, which is a lot for a 600 now, but it's the same as all the others in that category, and it's a hell of a bike. When you ride something like this, especially when it's set up as nicely as the Blade is, and as the GSXR600 and as the R6, you kind of think, man, why do I need 1,000? Because there's so much power there. But obviously, you know, it's always nice to have that little bit extra power. But I really, really like it. Handling on this is obviously better than it would be on the bigger super bikes, because the 600s you can chuck them around more, lighter, and just the way they're set up. Suspension on this is nice. It gives you the feedback. It's got the steering dampening, which, you know, it means if you try and go too much, say like you're in a corner and you overcorrect by accident, it will actually kind of like prevent you from jerking the bike around. Smooth is a way I'll describe this, and very, very fast. That is a good first impression. I'll be back on that tomorrow. I've got to head out on the FZ8, not tonight, but I think tomorrow and Saturday I'll be riding out the FZ8, and Sunday next week it's all about the CBR600RR, taking the Ducati Street Fighter back on Monday, giving my final thoughts on it then. It's going to be a busy weekend, so whatever you're doing, my friends, ride safe. Look at my red and black beauty. I'll see you in a bit.